Good morning and welcome to the Early Bird Gets the Word daily devotion as we continue the series Beyond Circumstance. Today's devotion is entitled Ruts and Renovation. The book Winning the War in Your Mind had a great analogy about how we think, especially the negative thinking and the lies that we often believe. In the book, the author talked about our mind having ruts in them. Think of you if you've ever been four-wheeling or four-wheel drive riding and you go on a dirt road, especially if that dirt road has been recently wet or rained on. We see that you can very easily develop ruts in that road. And the more that we travel that road, the deeper that those ruts get. Well, think of that like your mind. When something bad happens or you're in a difficult circumstance, what do you start thinking in your mind? What are the thoughts that develop? Do you have negative thoughts? Do you believe lies? Because when you do, you're developing those ruts, and we get stuck in those ruts in similar situations. Take example for this that happens. Maybe we've all taken tests before. And it's one you really need to pass, and the teacher gives the test back to you, and you failed the test. Then you go outside to get in your car, and before you get in your car, you realize it's got a flat tire. Then you get on your phone, you say, I'm going to call a friend or a loved one to help me with this flat tire, and no one answers the phone. I say that example to, what do you start thinking during those situations? You fail the test, would you think, I'm stupid. I knew that I was going to fail this test. I'm just so dumb. Then you go outside to your car and you see the flat tire and you say, bad things always happen to me. I should have known that this was going to happen. When you call your friend or your family member and they don't answer and you say, you know what? I knew nobody cared about me. Friends, do you ever challenge your thoughts and to say, that's not true? That is a lie. Because we get stuck in ruts. And when we get in those ruts and those patterns of negative thinking, we keep going in those same ruts and we're stuck in them, and we need to replace them with God's truth. So what I'm asking you to do this morning is to challenge your thinking. Because Philippians 4:8 says, finally, my brethren, whatsoever things are true. When you get in your own head and you get in those ruts and bad circumstances start happening around you, do you challenge those thoughts? Do you say, wait a minute, that's not true? What facts do I have to prove that? You know, like calling your friend and they don't answer the phone. It could be that they're in a meeting. It could be that they don't have their phone with them. There's a million different things, but many times we start believing a lie based on our past experience. It's time to start challenging the lies that we have believed for so long and replace them with the truth of God's Word. Just recently, I was finishing out my contract as an elementary principal in a local school district. As I was finishing that, I was still in the school. I had a few weeks left, and my assistant principal had been promoted to principal. We're in a large office, and off the office is our individual offices. And I told her, I said, hey, there's no sense in waiting. You need to go ahead and move in the office, my office, which is going to be your office, since I'm going out anyways. And she said, okay, let's do that. So basically, we mostly just moved out my desk and put her desk. And I got to see what happened right in front of my eyes. She went and she replaced the dark colors that I had in the office and used it more colorful, vibrant colors. She hung pictures on the wall. She brought in plants, and she even redone some of the furniture that was in that office. You know what she did? She renovated it. She renovated that office, and what was dark and drab and uninviting became very colorful, vibrant, inviting, and welcoming. It was the same office with much of the same furniture, but looked totally different. Friend, that's what Christ can do for our minds. He says, be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. You know what that renew means? Renovate. God renovates us with His truth. He changes us with His truth, and He molds us. So let's start challenging our thinking and believe what is true. Think on these things. God bless you. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please remember to share this. It's you that multiplies this message when you share this with others. Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow morning with another Early Bird Gets the Word Daily Devotion. We'll see you then.